against, going against him in practice, he just bring a whole different demeanor. Me and him, we jaw at each other a lot, just about, who the best, who gonna get the best of, the other person on that day. So he would have made me even more better than the guys that made me better, just because we got that friendship level. But as far as, just getting him as a teammate and a player, he going to help us tremendous. At whatever, BA and the coaching staff on the offense ask him to do, I know he's going to do it. And I know he's going to do it full steam. And, he different. He can play in any system. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can get in between the tackles. He can play in space. So, we just getting a heck of a football player.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Jenna Lane.
Hi, Devin. Yeah, you have talked about the fact that Fournette kind of pushed you to get you where you are today. He kind of got you ready for the NFL pretty early. Can you just describe what that was like, those 6 a.m. workouts that you would go to with him and everything?
Yeah, he's always been a big brother to me. I actually got recruited by a lot of colleges as a running back and a linebacker. I was able to play either or. So when I used to go on my visits, they used to pair me up with him. So we had a history of knowing each other before I actually signed and, enrolled in LSU. So when I got there, he still took me under his wing, even though I made the transition to go play defense. He said he always just seen something in me and, I was willing to work. So he was willing to, kind of instill that mindset that he had already been, played on the college level. And I took it and ran with it. He got me out of Breakfast Club as a freshman. I was making good grades. So they was kind of more, lean with to let me go work out in the morning instead of coming to Breakfast Club. And I used to work out on the same rack with him, and whatever he did, I tried to do more. I always pushed myself against him. When it was time to do one-on-ones at practice, I make sure I go against him because, best on best at all times. The only thing, at LSU, I just couldn't tackle him. So that's what made the Jacksonville game last year even more special because, it wasn't no rules. It wasn't no coach saying, hey, don't take him to the ground. I was all the way hands-on. And, so I kind of jawed a lot at him and he jawed back, just that let you know, we was able to do that and, not, fuss and fight, but we was able to talk trash and, at the end of the day, shake hands and go on about our business.
Going against him, because you did in Jacksonville, what is that like, trying to bring him down? Would it be like trying to pull a small car or maybe a bus? Can you just describe what that's like? Because he's so strong, but so are you.
Yeah, he'll workload. I can remember when we was game planning, it was all about him. They got great players, DJ Chark, a receiver from LSU that played for those guys. But our whole game plan was we stop this guy, we win the football game. We got to make him do different stuff, get him uncomfortable. We got to rally to the ball. And if you got a coaching staff saying that about a player, just imagine, with him being on our team, what other coaching staff's going to say. But in our case this year, they can't say that because you got a lot of great guys on the outside. So you got to pick your poison with us. And you still, before he came, you still had to pick your poison. But, I think he's a, harder runner than the guys that we got. I think more our guys now more elusive backs and, but I feel like he's a more downhill runner. And, you got to respect him in the run game. So if you respect him in the run game, we got the greatest quarterback of all time. He gonna dish it out and get the other guys going. So, I'm excited for what they can do on that side of the ball.
Okay, next up is going to be Rick Stroud.
Devin, what's it like being a player on this team just in this last, 6 months or so and even going into the regular season? You've got, you see Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Shady McCoy. Now, here comes Leonard Fournette. What does that do to your locker room and to your, to your expectations?
Well, I know one thing, it has brought us even more closer together because all those players that you just named are great locker room guys. Just before I came in here, I was in there talking to Grunt about, how he adjusting to the heat, how we can use it as an advantage when we go play other teams. And that just let you know everybody is, one. In the locker room, we so tight, and that's a good thing, because we all got a same common goal. But, I tell anybody, having Tom Brady on your team, it just rises everything up a whole nother level because he's the greatest, and you want to play to his standard. You want to, set a standard, and you want to hold yourself accountable because he gonna come in every morning. He gonna do the same thing. He gonna be just as great as he has been in New England. He gonna do the same thing here. So but as far as me as a defensive player, we got a standard we set too. we can't look back. We can't depend on what we did last year. And throughout this camp, every time we go live or anything, we've been stout all around. And I can say it hasn't been easy for, Tom Brady and his crew on that side of the ball going against me and my crew. So I can say we got better as a defense and they got better as an offense. But overall, we're going to be on the same team when Sunday comes and we're going to be playing together. And that's the beauty of it. We make each other better and then we go, dominate against other people. Because, that's what it's all about, man, just winning games and doing it in fashion. And whoever on the team, they're going to play a big part. They're going to help. And we're thankful for everybody that we got. And, we're just ready to get the show rolling.
How much better are you right now because of second year in the system, healthy? Is it a totally different perspective as far as quarterbacking that defense?
Oh yeah, I'm so faster because when he called a play, it ain't. Oh, remember, last year was tell yourself you got to do this. You're a rookie, don't want to make the mistakes. Now he called a play. I already know what I got. I'm trying to see what formation they in, so I can see how they're going to attack us, so I can call out the plays. Everything more easy. I know where my help at on the field, where I got to hammer some, spill some to a safety or something. I know where they're going to be. It's more communication on the back end. I think that's the main thing we was lacking last year. We wasn't all in sync with one another, and that kind of caused us to play a lot of man last year. But now we get to switch it up because we talking, we communicating, we knowing our leverage, we knowing where we're supposed to be because we made a big emphasis on it. But I say, even though last year, coming in, I did a lot of running around, before getting drafted because, you got to go through the process. I think this year I was able to rest mentally and physically more and be in the best shape of my life. So I came in just ready to go. And that's why I think I'm way ahead in year 2 than year 1 because I was flying to this team, drawing this up on the board. It was more, I ain't gonna say it was stressful because I knew, I had put in the work to, get drafted, but it was a lot on me just doing a lot of different things far as like rookie ads, just doing a lot of stuff. So now, man, I'm just laid back. I was just riding horses, going to the barn, working out, studying film, calling my coach, just doing little things, and my body feels a whole lot better. So I'm ready to go.
Thanks, Devin.
Okay, next is Ed Encina.
Hi, Devin. I think last time we talked to you, you mentioned about like you're a guy who is just gonna go over and talk to Tom Brady and ask him, this or that. You mentioned Gronk. When you're able to go to these guys, and they've been through those battles for so many years, what does it do for young players like you and some of the other guys who are the rookies or the second year guys to find this out, to know what what the valuable lessons are from the quote unquote veteran kind of guys?
Yeah, it kind of puts you ahead, it puts you ahead of the game just for having their perspective. But at the end of the day, we got to go out there and we got to make the plays. But man, he just talked a lot of situational football with us, like, because he think ahead, man. We was walking down the field the other day and he was telling one of the players, like, yeah, man, if you start the drive off with, with a sack or a negative drive, he was saying the percentage of it is that you're not going to score. Like, he kind of way beyond the game. I'm not thinking like, hey, if we get a sack on one of these, on this drive, that it's a 97% chance that they're not going to score. Like, that's not in my mental yet. But just to hear him just speak above and beyond like that kind of let me know, that he separates himself as a quarterback than most people. Like, and there's way more stuff that he always doing. He always looking to get better. And when they don't make the right throw, Sean actually got an interception on him yesterday. And in the locker room, he came back and told Sean, like, you got it, but that was a dumb mistake on me. Like, I should have knew this, woo to woo. And I'm like, dang, he ain't gonna let it go. Like, he's always finding, even after practice, he was ready to correct his mistake. And he talked about Sean and like, hey, making sure that he was in the coverage that he thought he was in, because like I said, on the defense side of the ball, we've been doing a great job at disguising and stuff. So we kind of, picking them apart. Like, we have our days, some days better than the others, but that just let you know that it's been a battle. And so, I'm glad that we can go to those guys and they're willing to help. Why wouldn't they be willing to help? Because they're going to help us and we help them because, we go get the ball for them. We get the team off the field, 3 and out for them. So I think it all just play hand in hand. So the more communication with them, I think the better we can be.
Thank you.
Okay, next is going to be Luke Easterling.
Devin, this offseason has been so crazy, and I'm sure there were times when a lot of people wondered whether or not this NFL season was going to happen. You guys aren't going to have preseason games. in just, a week and a half, you guys are going to be in New Orleans. I know it's a special place to you. You're going to actually be strapped up, ready to play a football game. I mean, how hyped are you going to be? How much are you looking forward to finally playing a football game, to playing it in New Orleans, to face the Saints, the team that's won this division three years in a row? How excited are you to actually finally hit the field in a real game?
Oh, I'm really excited. I think I'm most excited because I put a lot of work in heading into this season. The minute the last game was over against Atlanta, I was already back to work. Like, a lot of people said, take some time off, take it to yourself, but I felt like I need to get a head start on year 2, and that's what I did. So I'm just ready to be able to show, all the work that I put in, or at least show it to myself and my team that, man, I put a lot of work in this paying off. But, man, as far as emotions going into the game, like, man, it's the field don't change. The players don't change, it's just football at the end of the day. And that's one thing that I did a great job of last year. Like, I kept my emotions out of, first time being in the NFL, playing this team, seeing this person, playing against in this stadium. I kept my emotions out of it, and I just didn't let the game get the best of me. I always got the best of the game. But I embraced every moment, don't get me wrong. But, when you get your emotions aroused, you start trying to do things that's not needed. And I don't want to be that guy. I want to do everything that's needed, and I want to just do the right thing for my team. So I kind of keep my emotions out of it and just play ball.
And Devin, the team's going to have a lot of tough decisions to make on the roster in the next couple of days. I know you're just going into your second year, but you've really already established yourself as a leader on this team. What's going to be your message and your advice to those guys who are kind of either on the bubble or maybe they're trying to make the practice squad about, how to go through that difficult process and keep their head up?
Yeah, I know we can't keep everybody, obviously. But just for, like, I preach to the guys in my room, man, you got to get seen. Like, right now, like, we not really going hard at it no more against each other. We kind of preparing for week 1. I'm telling guys, like, any little thing where you can get noticed, whether if you're on scout team, go make it hard on the receiver, the offensive lineman to block you, and then, get off, and BA gonna see that, the coaching staff gonna see that, because at the end of the day, man, this a job, and they doing interviews right now, and I know I bring a great resume, and I'm still putting stuff on my resume. Like, I'm getting better every day, and I kind of just try to lead by example, as well as kind of preaching to them, like, man, anybody can make this team. All you gotta do is put the effort in, because that's something coach can't teach. You can't teach effort, and that's just like Magic last year. That guy was all over the field in camp, and you see how it played out for him. He was a big help to this team because he had the effort. The effort got him through, and it's still getting him through, and he's a great ball player. But, coming from a smaller school and kind of being overlooked sometimes, like, without his effort, his talent wouldn't have been able to get seen, but it got seen, and now he's just going and going and going. That's one guy that I always kind of like to throw out there and to give to younger guys, because that guy did it the right way, and he's still doing it the right way. Like, today, I seen him take scout team reps and first team reps with the defense, just getting a feel of everything. So, I applaud him, and he came in with me, and he was one of the ones that did it right.
Okay, that's all we have time for today. Thanks, Devin.
All right.